Support for this show comes from Wake Forest Baptist Health, the exclusive healthcare sponsor of the Martha Bassett Show. Wake Forest Baptist Health, an academic medical center whose physicians and researchers are working to invent tomorrow's treatments today. More at wakehealth.edu.
Hi, I'm Martha Bassett, and tonight we're airing our program from June of 2019, which featured Elizabeth Cook, Caleb Caudle, and the YeeHaw Ramblers. And just a note, if there are any tender ears out there, this show contains some saucy language. The band was Russell Kelly on electric guitar, Alex McKinney on dobro, Sarah Howell Miller on percussion, Fiona Burdett on cello and mandolin, and Pat Lawrence, our announcer, on bass. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Martha Bassett Show, coming to you from the historic Reeves Theater in Elkin, North Carolina, a home for music in the heart of the foothills. The Martha Bassett Show features national artists, local talent, and the music of Martha Bassett. Tonight we are thrilled to have Elizabeth Cook, Caleb Caudle, and the YeeHaw Ramblers on the show. This was a great night at the Reeves with some of the finest Americana music you'll hear anywhere. Let's get started with Martha and the band on the Patty Griffin song, No Bad News.
Don't bring me bad news, no bad news. I don't need none of your bad news today. You're a sad little boy, anyone can see you're just a sad little boy. That's why you're carrying on that way. Why don't you burn it all down, burn your own house down, burn your own house down, try and kill your own disease. Leave the rest of us, there's a lot of us. Leave the rest of us who want to live in peace to live in peace. I'm gonna find me a man, love him so well, love him so strong, love him so slow. We're gonna go way beyond the walls of this fortress. We won't be afraid, we won't be afraid. And though the darkness may come our way, we won't be afraid to be alive anymore. And we'll grow kindness in our hearts for all the strangers among us, till there are no strangers anymore. Flying over, she's flying over and coming in for a landing. Hey, hey, hey. Very much. That was a Patty Griffin song called No Bad News. And this is Alex McKinney on the dobro. All right, well, we have no bad news. It's all good news tonight. We've got Elizabeth Cook on the show. That's very exciting news. So we have some Elizabeth Cook fans here tonight, it sounds like. I know Pat asked you earlier, I would love to see your hand go up, not that I can see all of you, if this is your first time here. Wow, that's a lot. Fantastic. Welcome to our show. All right, very cool. I would like to embarrass some friends of mine. I don't know that they came from the farthest away, but from Fredericksburg, Virginia. I have my friends Jer and Ruth Henson. Jer is a Navy chaplain, and they are here visiting us to celebrate their 30th wedding anniversary. So raise your hands, guys. They're sitting up front. So if you see him at the bar, buy him a drink. Well, my next guest is a Winston-Salem native, and I first saw him. He seemed like an awfully young fella. He was playing at the garage, and that was about 10 years ago, so he's still a young fella. He has since relocated to Nashville, Tennessee, but from the looks of his schedule, he is not spending very much time there. He is traveling around, touring the country. Will you please give a warm welcome home to Caleb Caudle?
All right, good to be back.
Good to have you here. I like your purple suit.
Oh, thank you. Got it in Sweden.
Really?
It's true.
Ooh,
Discounted.
nice. Of course.
I'm going to do a new song here. It's called Monte Carlo. My grandfather, he had a 1970 glitter green Monte Carlo. I was thinking about that when I wrote this song.
Some days are just a circus and the freaks are late for work. Some days aren't even worth it and they only just exist to make you hurt. Some days are just a shadow of every day that's come before. Some days take away everything and then they still want more. Some days, well, had I known you get here, I would have hoped that it would seem sincere. Now I'm driving through the Smoky Mountains in a Monte Carlo. Stop at a casino, bet it all on black. Some days are just a steeplechase and the waving of a flag, and you lose by nose, win by the close, 'cause it's all that you have. Some days, throw both the gloves off and go punching through the night, and the crowd throws roses to the ring at the end of the fight. Some days, had I known you get here, I would have hoped that it would seem sincere. Now I'm driving through the Smoky Mountains in a Monte Carlo. Stop at a casino, bet it all on black. Had I known you get here, I would have hoped that it would seem sincere. Now I'm driving through the Smoky Mountains in a Monte Carlo. Stop at a casino, bet it all on black. Bet it all on black. Bet it all on black. Thank you so much.
Okay, Caleb, I want to hear more about this suit. You were in Sweden. You've been traveling outside of the U.S. Tell me a little bit about where you've been.
This year alone, we've gone overseas twice. We did a tour of England in January, and then we came back and made a record, and then we went overseas again, and we did Sweden and Norway. We were over there for about a month.
That sounds awesome.
It was awesome, yeah.
Well, tell me, when you're traveling, does your wife Lauren travel with you?
She does. She takes care of
Beautiful.
everything. So I take care of this part, and that's about it. So
That's a good deal.
yeah, it is a really good deal on my end, yeah.
Well, so when you guys are out on the road, are there fun excursions that you like to take? Are there certain things you look for in different towns and cities?
Well, if we've already been there, then we know which restaurant we're going back to, typically. Yeah, it's pretty much our whole schedule's based around food. So if I see, a certain place on the calendar, I'm like, oh, they got a good burger. We're going back there,
Well, I do that with hot dog joints. Is there a certain type of food that you always look for?
I mean, all the different kinds of barbecue, we as a people have been blessed
We have.
with so many different styles. And I'm not going to sit and argue which is best. I mean, we all know what's best. So I just try to enjoy all of the second best,
That's really nice of you.
Yeah, it is.
Well, will you play us another song, please?
Sure.
Well, I watched the cottonwood dust the night off its wings. Well, I watched the cottonwood dust the night off its wings. My soul was shattered till I heard that redbird sing. I see my breath and I hear winter's lonely croon. I see my breath and I hear winter's lonely croon. One of these days where the dogwoods are gonna bloom. A decade of hot, heavenly summers, waiting on an angel to call my number. Where you left a trail of stars for me to find. Where you left a trail of stars for me to find. They gathered and spelled your name across the Piedmont sky. And nothing holds a flame to you at all. Nothing holds a flame to you at all. And I've seen a shallow sunset in the fall, yes I have. A decade of hot, heavenly summers, waiting on an angel to call my number. A decade of hot, heavenly summers, waiting on an angel to call my number. Decade of hot, heavenly summers, waiting on an angel to call my number. Yeah. Thank you.
That was Caleb Caudle, joined by Martha and the band on his song Piedmont Sky. The first song Caleb shared, Monte Carlo, has since been released on his most recent album, Better Hurry Up. It also features another guest tonight, Elizabeth Cook, and has won numerous accolades from the likes of Rolling Stone, NPR, and American Songwriter. Now let's get back to the Reeves stage with our pal Joe Thrift and meet his friends, the YeeHaw Ramblers.
Joe Thrift, who is an old-time fiddler, is certainly no stranger to our show or to this stage at the Reeves Theater. And tonight he brought a dance band, the YeeHaw Ramblers, along. Please welcome them.
Hello, Elkin. We are the YeeHaw Ramblers. To my left here is David Sawyer, and he's a wildlife biologist for the state. And over here on the bass is his wife, Tammy Sawyer. A lot of you know that the Trail Days thing is going on this weekend, and they're a big deal. They're allowing the trail to go through part of their land, and they also run. They also run the Stone Mountain Country Store right before you go into the park. So, and then on banjo here is Jason Dilge. He relocated from Colorado, and he's a entity. And this is his wife, Gina Dilge, and they live in Radford. This band started from me and Gina meeting and loving to play together. So we're happy to be here. I live 2 blocks from here, so I come here a lot, but I'm happy to get to play here too. We'll get Jason and Gina to sing a song for us.
I wish I had
Thank you so much.
The Martha Bassett Show is supported in part by the shops at 150 East Market Street in downtown Elkin, with Dirty Joe's Coffee, the Smoothie Station, Gwinnett Market Mercantile, and the Barkery, home of Melissa's all-natural pet treats. Downtown Elkin features historic landmarks, Main Street shopping, and fine dining. More at exploreelkin.com or on Facebook.
Now, let's give a big Reeves welcome to our featured artist tonight, Elizabeth Cook.
I know this guy, he all wrong for me. He wears shirts that are tripping on LSD. I must be high as a kite on diesel fumes. He's got me sporting bell bottoms and braids to school. I never thought he'd get this far, certainly not in that kind of funky ass car. He been picking me up every day at the curb in his 1972 Reefer. El Camino, it brown and tangerine Camino. It drinks some gasoline Camino. El Camino. I told him your car is creepy, man, and not in a gangster kind of way, but in a perv kind of way. You got a lot of nerve driving that kind of car and taking me fishing out to the park. You're like some dude on blow, and that movie Boogie Nights. And this Friday night you wanna go to the fights at your Camino. It brown and tangerine Camino. It drain that gasoline Camino. El Camino. Hot guitar licks. After Saturday matinee roller derby, we went parking and things got blurry. I thought, man, I can't get much hotter. And then I caught a whiff of pina colada, and we were making love in the disco era. He was Travolta and I was Farrah. I was like, man, what is happening here? Dude must have put a Quaalude in my beer, and if I wake up married, I just have to know it right now. My hands are in that mullet and that Camino. It brown and tangerine Camino. It drinks some gasoline Camino. It's lean and a sing Camino. It brown and tangerine Camino. It smell like Listerine Camino. El Camino. Camino. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So how do you like Elkin so far?
I haven't seen a lot of it. I was laying down when we got here, but I popped up back there, out there, and it's, you know, it's nice. It's 50 yards or so I've seen.
And it'll be dark when you leave, so.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the good part to see. You never know. All towns are different, you know.
It's true. This is a hopping little town.
Sometimes they're like, you don't want to see this in the daylight.
Well, I don't know how many of you out there are XM radio listeners. So you've probably heard Elizabeth's show. So I'm interested in how that works. I know you travel all the time touring, and you also do this radio show every day. How does that work? Do you do it from wherever you are?
Yes. So I'm told it's the internet. So it's just, I have, it's just a little bit of mobile gear that it all happens on, and I can do it anywhere. I've done it riding down the road and under a tree and on a beach and on a boat.
Well, how much preparation? It sounds so cool if you could just plug all your gear in and play all the songs that you want to hear. But do you have to, are there regulations? Are there rules? Do you have to?
Yes, in Outlaw Country, there's a lot of things you can't do.
Tell us about it.
Well, I would just say that, a sort of a team of folks helped build out a playlist, and then I just sit there and play through songs, and I talk in between them sometimes, and they don't seem to notice much about what I say on there, I don't think. They're like focused on their market shares and whether or not they can be, on a sticker on a Nissan or something, and so I don't think they really notice what's going on with Apron Strings that much.
I think they probably know that you're the reason people are listening in. It's not just the music.
Thank you. Please write a letter to. I would like this reflected in my paycheck.
All right, you heard her. All right, well, shall we do another song with you?
Yeah, that's right. Y'all are joining me for this one. Okay,
Yes.
So this is so lovely. I'm loving being here, and let's see. We'll do, this is a song off my album Welder, and it's not exactly like my John Prine moment or anything. It's a song about the drunk sex. It's called Yes to Booty, and they're going to join me on that. The Martha Bassett Band. Is that the name of the band?
Yes.
Dang, girl, you on the bank too down here? That's what I'm talking about. The Martha Bassett Bank. I would put my money in that bank. I would. Why can't I just let you love me? We've been working all weekend. It's Saturday. Weekend rolling round like a weight off our bed. You thought you'd celebrate with a nice cold 12 day. You say yes to beer, you say no to booty. You holler, come on, baby, why you acting so snooty? Well, if you slept with a drunk man, you understand it's not that hard. It's coming all around here. But you say yes to beer, you say no to booty. I don't like playing the law. I just want some good vibrations, that's all. But we can't have a mansion or a platinum mix. But we can have a good time, and we can have sex. Come on, say no to beer and say yes to booty. We'll make it a party instead of marry her booty. Put that butt up in the corner, we'll break it out in a while. I got something for you here. Come on, say no to beer and say yes to booty. I got something for you here. Come on, say no to beer and say yes to booty.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
It's intermission time here at the Reeves Theater in Elkin, North Carolina. The Martha Bassett Show is produced in collaboration with listener-supported 88.5 WFDD, public radio for the Piedmont.
When you come to visit us in beautiful Elkin, North Carolina, make sure to stop by these fine downtown businesses. The Elk Pharmacy, Yoga on Main, Coley Hall at the Liberty, Yadkin Valley Quilts, Fruition, and Life Store Insurance, your North Carolina insurance specialist. The Martha Bassett Show makes its home at the Reeves Theater and Cafe, downtown Elkin's newly renovated landmark. Originally opened as an Art Deco movie theater in 1941, it was fully operational until 1973 and later reopened in 2018. Welcome back to the second half of the Martha Bassett Show, featuring Elizabeth Cook, Caleb Caudle, and the YeeHaw Ramblers. Remember, you can follow the entire schedule, listen to past radio shows, and subscribe to our podcast at marthabassettshow.com. Now let's get back to the Reeves stage with the YeeHaw Ramblers.
This is a Surrey County version of Black Eyed Susie. Thank you.
So this song was written by Jesse Winchester. Yeah, I hear you, Steve. Steve Feigl is sitting up front. He's the reason that I started listening to Jesse Winchester in the first place, so thank you for that. This is called That's What Makes You Strong.
If you love somebody, then that means you need somebody. And if you need somebody, that's what makes you weak. But if you know you're weak, and you know you need someone, oh, it's a funny thing, but that's what makes you strong. That's what makes you strong. That's what gives you power. That's what lets the meek come and sit beside the king. That's what lets us smile in our final hour. That's what moves our souls, and that's what makes us sing. Trust somebody is to be disappointed. It's never what you wanted, and it happens every time. But if you're the trusting kind, this don't even cross your mind. And oh, it's a funny thing, but that's what makes you strong. That's what makes you strong. That's what gives you power. That's what lets the meek come and sit beside the king. That's what lets us smile in our final hour. That's what moves our souls, and that's what makes us sing. That's what makes you strong. That's what gives you power. That's what lets the meek come and sit beside the king. That's what lets us smile in our final hour. That's what makes us sing.
Thank you. All right. I would like to turn the stage back over to Caleb Caudle. Come on out, Caleb. Caleb, I am so enjoying your songs. It's been a pleasure. You know, I've heard you a lot over the years, but you have been really prolific. Your writing just gets better and better, and it's just a pleasure to see your star rise.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being here on the show.
If you think that's impressive, you should have seen my dancing to Hot Pepper Queen inside stage.
Oh, I wish.
That was something else.
All right. Well, this one's all for you.
All right. I just made a new record at this place called Cash Cabin, which Johnny Cash built back in the 70s, and it was kind of his place to get away and make music. And I was fortunate enough I got to play his guitar on the whole thing, and this one's on there, kicks the record off, and I'm not sure when it'll be out, but, you know, if everything goes according to plan, sometime in the next 5 years. This one's called Better Hurry Up.
You wanna go where the avalanche takes you. You wanna go where mistakes don't shape you. Wanna go to a place that'll turn a blind eye to your past. You wanna go where the shores are glistening. You wanna go where every ear is listening. Wanna go to a place that'll take you just how you are. It seems out of reach, but if you get to moving, it ain't far. And when you feel the walls closing in, you must be leaving, leaving, leaving. Oh, it's just as much about the places you go as it is about the ones you don't. But the time is running out, so you better hurry up. Oh, the time is running out, so you better hurry up. Oh, the time is running out, so you better hurry up. You wanna go where the blacktop's blazing. You wanna go with no hesitation. Wanna go where the broken crystals are spilled across the sky. And every night you see it, but you never feel like you've seen it twice. And when you feel the walls closing in, you must be leaving, leaving, leaving. Oh, it's just as much about the places you go as it is about the ones you don't. But the time is running out, so you better hurry up. Oh, the time is running out, so you better hurry up. Oh, the time is running out, so you better hurry up. Oh, the time is running out, so you better hurry up. Oh, the time is running out, so you better hurry up. Oh, the time is running out, so you better hurry up. Yeah. Thank you.
Elizabeth Cook is widely known for many things. Her Sirius XM Outlaw Country radio show, Apron Strings, over 400 appearances on the Grand Ole Opry since 2000, her many visits to The Late Show with David Letterman, and most recently hosting a television fishing show, Upstream with Elizabeth Cook. but underpinning all of her pursuits is her songwriting. Elizabeth Cook is considered one of the finest, most poignant, and clear-sighted songwriters out there today. And we were honored that she performed this beautiful new song on the show, Stanley by God Terry.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to do a few new songs for you guys, and I have to practice these. I don't know them super great, but you'll be fine. So my mom was a hillbilly singer from Charleston, West Virginia, and And my daddy was a musician too. He played upright bass in the prison band, and it's a lot to take in. I'll just give you a second. They met as neighbors and soon discovered they were both musicians, and my mama was fronting this band with this guy over at the beach, and his name was Stanley Terry, and they needed a bass player, so mama got daddy that gig, and he and Stanley Terry took up and became like big cohorts, and daddy called him Stanley by God Terry, and together they just terrorized the honky-tonks of Central Florida. Lives were wrecked. The law was called. And they had a certain fashion rig they would wear. It was like white leather shoes and baby blue polyester Wrangler dress pants and like a matching white leather belt because it's Florida in the 70s. You know, you got to keep it tropical. We're close to Cuba. And then a short sleeve button down Western shirt and a bolo tie and like half a gallon of Old Spice just glistening in the Florida haze. So I don't remember everything perfect all the time, but to the best of my knowledge, every bit of this song is true. This is a new song called Stanley by God Terry. Stanley by God Terry knew exactly how it felt to play a George Jones song. The white leather belt, matching shoes, polyester blues. At the Pine Gold Lounge for all you can drink booze. Bloody bucket of overalls, man. Who'd been clean shaven when they started at 10. When Stanley got going with Mama Bassett and Daddy on bass, singing Charlie Pride, Kalijah Folsom, stand by your man. Few you might hear from the band, nobody gets it like Tom T. Hall. There was saxophone and laughs off a disco ball. Well, they can complain, but they can really drink some bad and finally say exactly what they think. Sawdust, pine salt, and last night's beer. A bolo tie on a rear view mirror. There's a fighter in every dancing fool. I watched it all as a baby from a black bar stool. Well, Stanley's wife couldn't care to hang around. She liked her drink, just didn't take it in town. Then knocked down, drag out every weekend. By Sunday, somebody's face was on the mend. Passed out cold on the concrete porch. Well, love sure is a bitch when your liver is scorched. Well, South and Dudley County had a whole nother bar. The band would play since it wasn't very far. Strange women, even more smoke in a field by a legendary live oak. Carol came in hot on Hennessy. She left and wrapped her car around that live oak tree. Mama dropping the phone, I'm in hushed words. Hearing Daddy groan, they had a pretty daughter, shy little Sherry. We went and picked her up from the school library. She was 16 and could sing so sweet. It on a really good night, she'd babysit me. Well, after all that, it gets kind of cloudy, but 2 years later, she would miss off the county as small town trash. Tragic goals. She filled her hair and sang the rose. The whole cow palace knew just how she felt. It's standing by, got Terry wore a white little belt. And country music and hillbilly pain. It makes stories that'll hurt you and hold you like a chain. To the beautiful Martha Bassett Band. I'm sure they all have names too, but...
Wake Forest Baptist Health is the exclusive healthcare sponsor of the Martha Bassett Show. Wake Forest Baptist Health has more than 300 primary care and specialty locations throughout the region, and a world-class team providing comprehensive care in cancer, orthopedics, cardiovascular health, and more. wakehealth.edu. The Martha Bassett Show is supported by G&B Energy, in operation since 1930 with 9 locations and a selection of awnings, gas lighting, and outdoor grills and appliances. More at gbenergy.com.
I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Yeah. All right, so we'll leave you with this one here. No announcement or anything. Okay. Put your money in the Martha Bassett Bank. That's what I'm saying. That's my announcement. Yeah. I want to thank these guys for having me over here and inviting like a wild woman to their like really nice show. And all you guys for coming out and all the crew and everything, making it all happen. And whoever made the quiche, like thank you all for all of that. I really appreciate getting to be here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to do all right, well, this one's got to go to you. This is the title track of my 2008 record, Balls. She's a socialite, a decent housewife, as she makes a mean lasagna. So when the mechanic said, now let out your penny, but this one is gonna cost you. She said, no, don't need my engine rebuilt, just check the oil and change that bell. Hey, honey, I know you thought you saw me coming. Well, sometimes it takes balls to be a woman. Sometimes it takes balls to be a woman. Yeah, I'm standing up to the test while wearing a party dress, and sometimes looks, but they can be deceiving, and you're quietly overachieving. But sometimes it takes balls to be a woman. He says I should repent for the money I spent on shoes and bags and jewelry. Where the hell with that? My hard-working ass ain't gonna sit before a jury. I send a hit that a mighty small price to pay for all this love I send your way, honey. When it comes down to the plumbing, but sometimes it takes balls to be a woman.
hope you've enjoyed the Martha Bassett Show as much as we enjoyed putting it together. The whole cast closed the night backing up Elizabeth Cook and Caleb Caudle on Bob Dylan's I Shall Be Released.
We've got Caleb Caudle back on the stage so that we can all do one last song together, and I want to thank all y'all for being here.
Yeah, fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, weird.
These two actually knew each other before this show, so I was excited to get them on the stage together and see what would happen.
About to find out.
They say everything can be replaced. They say every distance is not near. Still I remember every face of every man who put me here. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. And any day now, I shall be released.
Every man he needs protection. They say that every man must fall. Still I swear I see my reflection somewhere so high above these walls.
I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, I shall be released. Standing next to me in this lonely crowd, a man who swears he's not to blame,
But all day long I hear him crying so loud. He's just shouting out how he was brave.
I see my light come shining from the west down to the east.
That's our show for today, folks. Thanks to all the musicians for sharing your music. This show was produced by Pat Lawrence with assistance from the Reeves Theater. Our background music today was provided by Russell Kelly.
And as always, a special thanks to our home, the historic Reeves Theater and Cafe in Elkin, North Carolina, a home for music in the heart of the foothills. You can follow the entire Reeves Theater calendar at reevestheater.com and also on Facebook.
The band tonight was Russell Kelly on electric guitar, Alex McKinney on dobro, Sarah Howell Miller on percussion, Fiona Burdett on cello and mandolin, and Pat Lawrence, our announcer, on bass. The technical staff included Jeff Irving and Russell McCumber running sound, Ben Singer and Daniel Fox Johnston doing our video, Nick Bassett managed the house, and Jacob Patrick sold our merchandise.
The Martha Bassett Show is supported in part by the Elk Pharmacy, Yoga on Main, Coley Hall at the Liberty, Yadkin Valley Quilts, Fruition, and Life Store Insurance, your North Carolina insurance specialist.
Thanks for listening to our show. Remember, you can follow the entire schedule, listen to our past radio shows, and subscribe to our podcast at marthabassettshow.com. Until next week, take good care of yourselves and each other.